All right, everybody. Good late afternoon. Hope you guys are doing well. We've got injury reports, we've got practice reports, we've got new information, some very important information for this upcoming game because we have been told that this Tampa Bay team is extremely beat up, and this injury report indicates that it is indeed the case. In fact, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers actually held a walkthrough today instead of a practice because, in the words of the coach, Todd Bowles, they had more people that couldn't practice than could practice today. So they decided it wasn't even worth it. We're going to go ahead and take a look. Of course, we're going to look at the Seahawks side as well, but just know we're going to end up spending a majority of our time with Tampa Bay. This information comes from Jenna Lane, ESPN. She has the best chart, in my opinion. It looks the best. It's color-coded well, and it actually sorts everything by practice status, which I like. Real quick, though, let's talk about Sleeper back in 60 seconds. Before we go any further into this video, I want to tell you a little bit about my friends over at Sleeper. Have you heard about the app, the Sleeper app? Download it. I'm going to let you in on a little something now. It's more than just a platform for fantasy leagues. Yes, this year, millions of users enjoyed playing fantasy sports on Sleeper, but there is so much more to this app. There are live stats, real-time updates, and visualizations on all stats. News feed is lightning fast. You get updates on your favorite players and teams. There is a chat you can use in real time to engage with other users about plays and performances. All kinds of fun stuff like that over there. So download the Sleeper app, the #1 sports app today. Experience it yourself. Use promo code SBN to get a $100 match on your first deposit. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational in over 25 states. Check out Sleeper today. SBN promo code. Back to the video. All right, welcome back. So let's go ahead and take a look here. Again, we'll start with the Seahawks, but it's not ideal. Admittedly, it's not ideal, but it's not bad either, especially given the fact that it is a Wednesday and a couple of these are probably precautionary. So looking at the practice report for the Seahawks, we got Josh Jones, did not practice. I don't expect him to be available, but it doesn't really matter that much. He's obviously a backup and not somebody that we want to be getting time no matter what. And while I will admit he is a valuable backup, he's not a backup that you would expect would get in there unless something very bad happens. So we got that. We also have DeMarcus Lawrence, did not practice today. They indicated the injury is day-to-day, and McDonald already said they're not going to put him on IR. So I don't know. It sounds like they're prepared for the possibility of him missing the game this weekend. It sounds like they're aware of the fact that he could miss a game or two, but they don't think it'll be longer than that. I don't know. The way they were talking about it, it wouldn't shock me if D-Law misses this one. But it's certainly on the table that he could come back. They didn't close the door on it. So I would say that let's just see how things develop over the next couple of days. DeMarcus Lawrence is an older player, so I think we all understand that an older player is going to take longer to get back from an injury than a younger player. So it wouldn't be shocking if he missed a little bit of time, and there's nothing wrong with that. This team is built to handle one Jenga piece, or the Jenga piece coming out of their tower in the edge room without the whole thing toppling over. As much as I do like D-Law and do like what he brings to the table, the surprise DNPs were Julian Love and Devin Witherspoon. Both those guys were not practicing today, which my gut says it's precautionary. My gut says it's more of a rest day than anything else because those guys are just coming back from injuries, but they played the whole game on Thursday, and we didn't hear anything or see anything about those two guys coming out of that game. So I think that it's unlikely that there's anything serious here, but it is worth keeping an eye on. So that would be bad. That would be really disappointing if we get those guys back and then immediately lose them again. But this might end up being a thing where these two guys are just out on practice on Wednesday pretty much all season, but their availability for games is really never in doubt. So those are your 4 DNPs. Not too bad. I think D-Law is the guy to watch. And then we had two guys, full participants today, Nick Eamon-Wari and Cody White. Obviously, Eamon-Wari's a big one. The fact that he's a full go today means that it would be shocking, and I do mean shocking, if he missed the game. So it looks like we're getting Eamon-Wari back. Cody White doesn't play too much, so I'm not worried about that one either way, but for whatever it's worth, it looks like he's fine. And that's it for the Seahawks, man. That's a pretty agreeable injury report. Part of it is getting the mini bye week, but it's a pretty solid situation, and it's nothing like what Tampa Bay's involved in. Let's break this down. So again, the thing that I like about this practice report is that it sorts by practice status rather than just doing it alphabetically. I think that's really good. So this allows us to kind of take it piece by piece. So let's start with the DNPs. Let's go down from there, try to get an idea of what we are dealing with right now with these Tampa Bay Buccaneers as they come into Seattle. Now, first, Christian Eisen is a DNP. He's like the one guy on this list that is at least partially expendable for this Buccaneers team. Of all the DNPs here, that's the one guy that they can really kind of afford to be losing right now. Maybe Tyke Smith as well, the safety. So if you want to know who the guys are on this list that aren't super impactful, Eisen and Tyke Smith, that's probably it. Everyone else, I mean, Jamel Dean, starting outside cornerback, hip injury DNP. Mike Evans, now he was a DNP today, but that one, we pretty much already know Mike Evans will not play this weekend, so we don't even really need to think about that one too much. Like, maybe he'll make some miracle comeback and be able to play on Sunday, but even if he does, what's he going to be able to do? Like, if he actually comes back this early from a hamstring injury, he's asking for trouble. Greg Gaines, one of their defensive linemen. And this one's important because they're already missing Khalija Cansey. We know this. Cansey's out for the season with a pectoral injury, DNP. That becomes a massive deal. It was already a big deal anyway. Now it's a massive deal. Bucky Irving. Foot is in a boot, a walking boot, and they haven't ruled him out yet, but it sure sounds like the odds are stacked against him. So I don't think Bucky Irving is likely to play. Foot injury, shoulder injury. Worth monitoring, but right now it doesn't sound good. Now, Baker Mayfield was a DNP today with a knee injury and a right biceps injury. I don't think there's any doubt that he's going to play. The issue is just the fact that he's clearly beat up and he's not physically himself. So while I don't think there's any possibility that we're getting Tampa Bay's backup quarterback, who I can't even remember who the Tampa Bay backup quarterback is right now off the top of my head, but I don't think that this Baker Mayfield thing means all that much, other than the fact that it speaks to the fact that they are very beat up. And you're getting Baker, but you're probably getting a 85 to 80% Baker. Benjamin Morrison, hamstring injury, did not participate. And by the way, when I say all this, one thing to keep in mind, this is all an estimation because they did a walkthrough. But the fact that it is a walkthrough speaks to how beat up they are at the same time. So I don't think any of this is overselling how bad their situation is. Benjamin Morrison did not practice. He's a guy who would probably replace Jamel Dean if Jamel Dean is out. So if they don't have Jamel Dean and they don't have Benjamin Morrison, there's a lot of trouble there. There's not a lot that they can turn to at that point. And then you got Sterling Shepard. And normally having Sterling Shepard be potentially out would not be a big deal, but it is because they're not going to have Mike Evans and Jalen McMillan's out. So actually, Sterling Shepard would be their number 3 receiver normally. And if he can't go, then you're calling up, Tez Johnson? It's kind of ridiculous how far down the list they've gotten here. So these DNPs are massive. Limited, these guys, again, if you're limited on Wednesday, you're probably going to go, but it does speak to the fact that they're beat up in ways beyond just the guys who will or will not play. Levante David, knee injury. Now, Levante David is so old, I don't think he's going to practice on Wednesday very much in general. He doesn't need it anyway, but it is worth noting they did not put him on here as a rest player. They put him on here with a knee injury. Logan Hall, groin injury, limited. There's a lot on Logan Hall's shoulders right now because they don't have Khalija Cansey and they may not have Greg Gaines. So there's tremendous pressure on Logan Hall to have a very impactful game. Hassan Reddick limited. That speaks to him likely being able to play this weekend, because I have to believe that with a neck injury, you wouldn't even project him as limited. And I understand this is all projection anyway. You wouldn't mess around with it if it was something that could be a big problem. Christian Wirfs, limited. He played last week. I don't think there's much concern about him potentially missing the game, but he's probably not 100%, and neither is Chris Godwin Jr. He played his first game last week against Philly, listed as a projected full participant today. Should be okay. Charlie Heck, tackle. Normally wouldn't be that big of a deal, but remember, Luke Godecki is out for the season, so Charlie Heck is starting for them at right tackle. And while he was a full participant and I don't think is in any danger of missing the game, there is some concern that he's less than 100%, and a guy like Charlie Heck needs all the help he can get right now. That guy is not meant to be playing a starting role in the NFL. And Zion McCollum, full participant, but got a thumb injury, not completely unscathed, and there's a lot on him now because of the cornerback injuries the Buccaneers already have. Okay, so that's a lot, guys. That is a long list of beat up Buccaneers that are coming in here on Sunday. And even if they play, they're probably not going to be themselves. I'm going to go and get out of here. Everybody have a good rest of your day. And I'll be streaming in a couple of hours. I'll be streaming at about 7 o'clock. Just a midweek check-in stream. Hope to see you guys there. And yeah, Tampa Bay is incredibly wounded. Definitely something we need to take advantage of as a team that has aspirations for this season. See ya.